Ova Magica has just been released on Steam right now in early access, and I'm here to help you decide if you should dive into Clover Town right away or wait for the full release. Thanks to a pre-release key from the publishers, I've already spent over 25 hours exploring the game, playing through a full year. So let's jump right in and talk about the current state of the game. I have to start by saying that Ova Magica is one of the most polished games I've played at launch. It runs smoothly, it has no significant bugs, and offers full controller support. The core gameplay loop is already in place and will keep you entertained for hours. The game includes a plethora of friendship events with fun cutscenes and dialogues, farming, blob battles, the blob worlds, fishing, and of course, breeding, which is by far my favorite. Breeding is accessible very early on, and I've bred tons of blobs, including up to generation 7. The outcomes of each breeding pair have been widely unpredictable and led to extremely interesting combinations. My favorite so far is this adorable pink and golden bunny. Another highlight is the range of settings available, which include remapping of key inputs and accessibility features such as reduced saturation and reduced flashing for photosensitivity. Now let's move on to the pacing of the content. You can already play through all 3 seasons, Solace, Ceres, and Frigus, which are like spring, autumn, and winter. Each season brings new aesthetics, festivals, and crops. You'll also notice changes in Clover Town's layout and different spawns, such as the penguin blobs in Frigus fishing spots. Unlike traditional farm sim games, the seasons are fast-paced, each containing 3 weeks of 4-day cycles. This means each season is only 12 days long. I love this pacing, especially because there's a festival at the end of each week. Missing out on a festival wasn't too upsetting, since another one is always just around the corner. Let's continue to talk about festivals as we dive deeper into the type of content currently available. Each of the 11 festivals I played brought something unique to the game, including fun minigames, in-depth dialogue, and unique rewards, which included festival-themed blob bags. If you're into blob breeding and battling, you'll find the breeding system extensive with practically endless combinations. I've already unlocked over 20 base blobs, and after breeding my pink and golden bunny, I started training to take on the blob world, earn qualifying points for the Rookie Cup, only to lose to Ruby at the final stage. Ruby is just one of the 13 main residents of Clover Town. Throughout my playthrough, I unlocked several dynamic friendship events. What made these events super special is that they often involved multiple residents, making the game's story feel very unified. In the process, I've also unlocked unique buildings like this fancy museum that I've started to fill with crops, fish, and even cooked food. The farming aspect of the game is on the simpler side compared to other farm sims. Most crops have a very quick turnaround, which fits the shorter seasons. I valued growing a diverse set of crops to satisfy blob cravings and make more food, and it did not distract me from my main focus, blobs, so overall I enjoyed it. Now that we've covered what's available so far, let's talk about what's coming in the future. Most of what's missing is content. Future updates will introduce new blob worlds, areas like the sewers, and more buildings. The number of obtainable blobs will increase by around 30 up to 66 base blobs. Amongst other things, updates will also add more friendship events and story, and also new skills. One key element that is missing though is translations. Early access will only be playable in English. The translations are already in progress and will be available at full release next year. The official release will also be on all major consoles, including the Switch, which often doesn't support early access games. Based on my experience throughout the demo and early access, I can sincerely vouch for the developer, Claudia the Dev, to being extremely receptive for feedback. In the past month, I've seen several changes based on player feedback left on Steam discussions and Discord, which include improved pathing, better keyboard and mouse inputs, shortened weeks, new user interface icons, and balancing tweaks. This genuinely makes me excited about how responsive the developer is, and also her ability to implement these changes efficiently and without bugs. Would I recommend you to get early access? Honestly, yes. By getting the game now, you can start finding some of the rare blobs, breed amazing creatures, and train them. You can also start building relationships with the residents and develop cover town with some of the available buildings. As an early access player, you have the unique opportunity to provide feedback and leave positive reviews to enhance the game's visibility and success. One downside is that achievements will require a new save file after the full release, but personally, I was already planning on sorting multiple save files to experience different playthroughs. I recommend getting the game now unless you need a non-English translation or waiting for a console release. If you have any questions about the game, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be actively answering and providing more content about Ova Magica, so make sure to subscribe. Goodbye!